In this AlignMix video, you will learn how to export your data out of AlignMix and into Excel. Now, as a reminder, if you are using the 2-week AlignMix Pro trial, any exports to Excel that you create will be missing every other row of data. If you're creating image or PDF or PowerPoint exports, each one of those images will have a AlignMix watermark on them. If you have purchased AlignMix Pro and activated the full version, you will not be missing any data and you will not have any watermarks on your images. So now let's start by doing an export to Excel. The export to Excel is essentially a data dump of everything that exists in your AlignMix file. To do that export, you simply click here on File, then click on Export, and then Export to Excel. Here you have the option to select what data you would like to export, and for this example, I will select all of them. Click Next, and here you can customize how that export will appear. And now let's click on Finish, and I will save this export to my desktop and click Save. When the export is finished, the Excel file will pop up right on your screen. In the first tab, we've got a territory table. Now this is the same territory table that you are able to view in Territory Table View in AlignMix, and it will show you all of your data summed up to the territory level and also show you all of the assignments for these territories. The second tab is a district table showing you all those assignments, and the third is a region table. So each one of those table views can also be viewed in the AlignMix software. The next tab shows you a list of all the accounts that are found in your AlignMix file. If you've reassigned accounts, those assignments will be reflected here. So what you have here in this export is the most up-to-date data in that AlignMix file. So if you've made 20 changes, then this export will include those 20 changes. The next tab is our zip codes, and this is essentially a zip to territory file. So it's showing you a list of the zip codes and all the assignments. If you did have zip code based data, it would also be included in this export. The next tab is a zip code ranges, and this is just showing you ranges of zip codes. So it's grouping zip codes together, and it's showing the assignment for those groupings. And then finally, we've got a personnel roster. So if you've imported or created sales reps, those sales reps will appear here with all of their assignments. It'll also show you if those sales reps are living and operating in the same territory. If you see that it says no for all of them, then you may need to double check and make sure that you've imported your sales reps correctly into your AlignMix file. So now let's close out of this view and go back to AlignMix. So let's open up a new tab and go to a table and territory table. And we can export this individual territory table directly to Excel by clicking on this Export to Excel button here. We can also edit which columns will appear in that export by clicking on Edit Columns here, and you can simply remove the columns that you don't want included in that export. If you wanted to reorder some of your columns here, you simply click on it and use these up and down arrows to move them up and down. So for now, let's click here on OK. And then you would simply click on Export to Excel. And now you can simply save this file onto your desktop and you'd be able to open up the territory table in Excel. Let's go back to our first tab here. And now let's right click on a territory. And down here in the radial tool, you click this little arrow and you can click here to export the data for this individual territory directly to Excel. So you simply click this button here, save it, and when it's ready, it will appear on your screen. And here you will see a summary for this one territory, a list of all the accounts that are assigned to this territory, a list of all the zip codes assigned to this territory, and also an embedded map showing you that territory in Excel. So let's close out of this view here. The final way to export your data is doing the batch export. And the batch export tool can be used to create Excel reports for all of your territories. It can also be used to create PDFs for territories, districts, and regions. And then finally, it will also create a PowerPoint for your territories, districts, and regions. To do the batch export, you click here on File, and then on Export, and then Batch Export. From here, it's recommended to create a new folder. So I'll create new folder and just call it New Folder. And click on Select. And here you have the option to select Excel packs, PowerPoints, or PDFs. For this example, we will just select Excel alignment packs. Click Next, and here you can choose which territories, districts, or regions should be included in this export. And for this example, we will include everything. Click Next again, and you can also sort all of the files that are about to be exported into region and district folders, if you do have regions and districts created. So now click on Finish, and AlignMix will start this export. It's going to create a separate Excel report for every territory, and it's then going to place and sort all of your territories into district folders and all of your district data into region folders. When the export is finished, you'll now be able to open up that new folder we've just created. Here is that folder that we created at the start of the batch export process. And you will see that we've got our 3 region folders here and also a national report. So if we double click here on the national report file, we will get an Excel file showing you all of your territory tables, district table, and region table. And it's all sorted into that folder. So let's close out and now go open the central region. And here we will have a data set in Excel for just the central region. So here is a list of all the territories that are found in that central region. Close out of this, and now let's open up the East Central District here. And here we have all the Excel reports for the individual territories that are found in the East Central District. So we can open up the East Central District Excel file. And here you will see all the territories that are found in that East Central District. Closing this one down, we can now open up the individual territory summary reports. So opening up the Huntsville territory, we first get a summary for that entire territory. Second tab shows you a list of all the accounts that are assigned to this Huntsville territory. Third tab is a list of all the zip codes assigned to this territory. And then finally, we have an embedded map of that same territory. Any data sets and labels and layers that were displayed on the map during the batch export will also be included in these images. And as a final reminder, if you are using the AlignMix Pro trial for 2 weeks, this image here will have an AlignMix watermark on it, and any Excel export will be missing every other row of data. If you're using the full AlignMix Pro version, you have nothing to worry about. All of your data will be there with nothing omitted, and no watermarks will appear on any of your images. And there you go. You've just learned how to export your data from AlignMix and into Excel.